I started hearing the rumors about the chief on a Monday. I didn't know whether you'd done anything or not. But I know it was going to affect the city of Warsaw. It was rumored everywhere. You know that, and I know that.
No, I don't, Chief. Who was it rumored from? Who did you hear it from?
No.
Who did you hear it from, Chief?
I am not going to tell you where I heard it.
In front of everybody, you're here in public. Who did you hear it from?
I am telling you.
Aaron Roberstein?
No, Aaron doesn't even talk to me anymore because I'm a friend of Joe's.
Mike Monderis?
No, I don't know Mike. No. And don't ask me anymore because I'm not going to tell you where I heard it. I've worked in this town for 30 years. I've got people everywhere in this town that calls and talks to me about one thing or another. And I did this as much for your protection as anybody's. So back off. I'm here tonight to clarify something from your last meeting, okay? I'm awfully touchy about people using my name. Very, very touchy about that because I've worked an awful lot of years. I worked in this town alone 30 years. So I've worked an awful lot of years on that name and that reputation that goes with it.
Jean, I'm going to interrupt you for 1 minute.
Sure.
I can see some people out here asking, who is that?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Well, I didn't know I was supposed to do that. I'm Jean Northenor. I'm retired. I worked downtown for 30 years. I was in the courthouse for 10. I was at Lake City Bank for 20. I live in the country. I don't vote in the city. Never have, never will, because I'm a country girl through and through. I love your city, but only to come and buy groceries and I've never been to one of these meetings before, by the way. I compliment you on this room. It is beautiful. Well done. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. I didn't know I was supposed to do it. I thought everybody knew what
You're famous, so everybody knows you.
Excuse me. Anyway, when I got to Warsaw Times-Union, is there anybody here from the Times-Union? Boy, was I mad at you. When I got that Times-Union, I always read what you guys do because I'm very interested in this city. And when I got that particular newspaper, and you apparently only reported what was said in here. And that even made me more angry. So I decided then I'm going to straighten this out as best I can. I tried to call you. They told me you were out. Excuse me. Gary Gerard was on vacation. I did get a hold of Dan. Because what I saw in the newspaper was that the consul, at least one of you, Jeff, had some concerns about why I would follow a couple council members into a meeting with Joe and at least implied it was political. That's all you could take from that article that you printed that he said.
Jean, can I also say that I believe I also saw your name in Ink-Free News. And again, it was...
In what?
Ink-Free News.
Yeah, you did.
That's why I'm like you. I'm like, why is Jean Northenor being brought up? So I appreciate it. But I believe I saw it in Ink-Free News. I didn't see the time.
I don't know. I think you only saw it in there after the fact. You saw it in there last Saturday, right?
No, I saw it much before our council meeting.
Well,
I'm just saying,
okay.
I agree with you. I was wondering the same thing.
Okay.
Good.
Anyway, so that's what I'm here to clarify. Diane, Mayor, anybody else? I started hearing the rumors about on a Monday. I didn't know whether you'd done anything or not. But I know it was going to affect the city of Warsaw. It was rumored everywhere. You know that, and I know that.
No, I don't, Chief.
And it was.
Who was it rumored from?
Who
did you hear it from?
No.
Who did you hear it from, Chief?
I am not going to tell you where
I'm
I
asking
heard it.
in front of everybody. You're here in public. Who did you hear it from?
I am telling you.
Aaron Robertson?
No, Aaron doesn't even talk to me anymore because I'm a friend of Joe's.
Mike Monderas?
No, I don't know Mike. No. And don't ask me anymore because I'm not going to tell you where I heard it. I've worked in this town for 30 years. I've got people everywhere in this town that calls and talks to me about one thing or another. And I did this as much for your protection as anybody's. So back off.
And it wasn't me who told her, Chief. It was not me.
Was not.
It was not.
Doesn't matter, Mike. You
Somebody
don't have to
told her,
defend
Mike.
yourself. He's not going to know where I heard it. I heard it over and over on a Monday. And my first comment was, does Joe know that the city is fluctuating out there? There's some problems. Let's get them fixed. Tuesday, more little rumors come popping in. And again, I said, does Joe know? Didn't seem to me that anybody was telling Joe that his city needed some help here from somewhere. So Wednesday, I called Joe. He was on his way to Indianapolis. You remember that?
Yes.
And I said to him, I'd like a meeting with you tomorrow. There's just some stuff roaming around that you need to get ahead of. Did not, if I recall, and I think you can honestly say that, Joe, not one time did I mention what that problem was or could be. Did I?
No.
All right. So I didn't mention your name, nor did I ever. So I called Joe. He was on his way to Indianapolis, so I couldn't see him on Wednesday. He made an appointment with me on Thursday, 11 o'clock Thursday morning. A couple of your councilmen found out about it. So when I go in to see Joe, they go with me. You said I followed them for political reasons. That's dead wrong. Dead wrong. I went, it was my meeting, they came with me. And when I got there, the very first thing I did was walk in Joe's office, and I believe somebody was with him. I don't know who it was. They were just finishing up something. And I said to Joe, I'm here, but it's not quite like I thought because there's a couple guys with me. Is that still okay? And he said, yes. So we met. And my role in this, for everybody to understand, is because of my love of this city that I call home. It's got nothing to do. Well, thank you. I do. This is home for me. I live in the country. That's where I want to be. But this is home. This is where I worked all those years. And that's the only reason that I thought that Joe ought to know and get ahead of all of this, whatever was happening here. Had no way of knowing what it was, didn't care, didn't know, was none of my affair. Except I didn't find not one person, including you, who might have let Joe know there might be a little problem going on out here. I did. I seen that Joe knew there was this whatever you want to call it, bubbling up in this community. And I really, really resented it when anybody would say it was for political purposes. You better believe I'm political, and I love being in politics. But that's such a small portion of my life that you wouldn't believe. It's just part of what I do. My life is my community. And I would hope that all of you think the same way. And I'll leave you with just one comment, and don't ask me any questions, because I'm not going to answer them. I've told you everything I know. I want to tell you what my husband said a lot of years ago when I was thinking I had been asked to get involved in local politics. Wasn't sure I wanted to. And my husband said to me, if you want to do it, go ahead. But just be sure you take the same integrity out that you're taking in. I did, and I have. And I don't believe there is anybody that knows me that's going to argue too long about that. Joe's my friend. Yeah, he's mayor of the city, but he was my friend before he was mayor. Or I wouldn't have, you know, I didn't have to do this. And I knew some of you weren't going to like it, but I didn't much care, because there's nobody else here, no one here, that told Joe there was a little problem going on in his city. I told him, you got it taken care of. What in the world more could you ask for than somebody giving your mayor an opportunity to fix a problem? Anybody got any other ideas about that? That's what I'm here for. And I thank you for this time, and I wish you very good luck in your roles as keeping this city intact. Thank you.
And as I said last week, and if this doesn't re-emphasize it, the politics are done, and we're moving on as a city.
All right. Any other matters to come before the council? Visitors' comments or questions? All right. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So